Here we are. It's happening again. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy the day that I seem to be most available to actually show up and teach. So I can mostly promise you Mondays. I hope everyone is well. Happy whatever it is that is worth celebrating, right? So tomorrow's my sister's birthday, so happy birthday to her. And happy birthday to you if it is that, and happy holidays however it happens. I've been trying to today use this kind of, I'm perseverating a little bit on this, using the word happy in all the ways that I'm describing my emotions or my actions that are going on. And as I was like, yeah, that's a strategy, I should do that. I read this article that talked about, during times like this, be sensitive to what's going on, right? I read this thinking, oh yeah, be sensitive, be positive, be yourself authentically. Obviously, that's good advice. But then don't be toxically happy. The story goes on to talk about, just being able to read the crowd and making sure that if you're going to smile because you feel like you need to, right, let it be genuine and not sort of falsify any of those little sort of joy sprinkles, right? So let them be necessary in their dosage. And that also comes from one of my coworkers at work, which she's a pretty stern and direct mother, and she's always just like, no, this is not a time for smiling. I'm like, okay, you're right. Fine by me. I'll look this way. But I want to bring a practice of joy tonight. So if you felt in any way lately or now or just in this sort of recent times stuck or feeling immobile, we'll mobilize with our body, and hopefully the body will translate into the brain, right? So let's take that. Alexa, volume down. All right, we'll take 3 breaths and then we'll get going. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time, inhale and let it out. Something I've used as a pressure release lately is to actually put a vibration in my lips on that exhale. So if that does anything for you, it's a helpful little tool to have in your box. So just kind of, if you can't seem to talk yourself out of your mood, which never really is a good idea, the intellect is not a good therapist, then make sure that it's either your breath or your body that you can move in a way that help the vibrations kind of shake off the junk. All right, so I have a fun idea for today. We're gonna start this one in all fours. Paying due diligence to my timer, setting it for yoga. Let's be real, that's what this is. All right, so we're on all fours. And I mean for this to go into a power direction, but by all means, take care of yourself. And so if you need to be less powerful, then back off. Take it slower, or just breathe a couple extra breaths before you transition, okay? So I'm gonna start from a tabletop spine, right? And so you notice that that's not overly arching the low back and is not overly tucking it. We are gonna go into sort of some tucks and some arches, but I'm gonna come to fingertips to do this, and this is just kind of indicating first releasing pressure on the wrists, but also maybe offering ourselves a little more length to process the breath, right? So on your next exhale, tuck and round, chin will come in, inhale, and curl up. Your exhale, pull it in, actively work the abdominal muscles, feel your lats and your serratus muscles kind of tone around the ribs. And inhale, arching, keep the neck easy so don't squeeze the back of it. Exhale again, tuck and hold it here, keep breathing. And your eyes can kind of land softly between your knees or otherwise, between your thighs, around your belly button. Kind of feeling that isolation while still moving with flow, right? So make the shape. Now go the other direction, make the shape, hold the shape, but keep the breath. right? And just kind of noticing, is there just a place that is the most nagging, right? It's sort of where we need to add our magic or our sorcery to unlock what binds us, what stitches, what holds us unnecessarily, right? And then come to a nice natural all fours. We're taking this now to the belly. I might have to adjust this a little bit so I don't kick my mirror or my new lamp, but we're going to the belly. You're gonna take your arms open wide to a T, so wrists straight out from the shoulders, palms face down. We're gonna keep those, lift your right leg, right? And then you're gonna just peel open the hip and push your toes over towards your left. You're gonna probably get a little back adjustment, a little chest opener on that left side. And then your next exhale, return. Right, inhale, lift the left leg. You're gonna open, right? Don't kick your wall. And you're basically just trying to push your left toes straight over to the right and kind of hovering parallel over the floor as much as possible. Okay, exhale. Inhale, right leg up. Again, same thing. This time I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna bend my right elbow. I'm gonna roll a little bit more to my left ribs, and I'm gonna step my foot over to my left. So my knee is up, my shin is vertical, and the chest is deeply open. And you return. Same thing, other side. Open first, right? See if you can't step that foot. Widen the knee over towards your right, and open the chest from the front of that right shoulder to the center of your sternum, maybe in your face. Hello. Right, it's kind of a cute feel. You'll get there, you'll notice once you're there. Come back to center. Place your hands next to your heart, and we're gonna take our first cobra. So chest up, fingers spread wide, and just notice your glutes working, notice your quads working, and the front of your throat. Okay, down dog, and your exhale. Okay, next inhale, step the right foot forward, come up to fingertips, and jump switch your legs. Right, go back, three-legged dog, left leg back and up. This exhale, pull the knee forward, tuck it towards your chest, place the foot off the wrists onto fingertips, jump switch. Okay, three-legged dog, right leg back, open the hip on this one. So it's very similar to what you're just on your belly with that open hip. Place the foot forward between your hands. Off the wrists, onto the fingertips, light, little switch, left leg back, hip open on this one. Right, you might notice as you open that hip, that right hand stays deep on the floor, left hand is a little bit lighter, so you can almost press deeper into that right, wide out into the fingertips, and feel a little more lift in that left hip. Okay, left foot steps forward, right foot steps forward. Inhale the flat back, and exhale fold, and head drops. All right, knees are gonna bend. We're gonna hop this back to plank pose. And then knees bend, hovering forward. So similar to before, except for we are just toes touching the floor and hands, right? Nice even in the shoulders, right? Feeling those ribs working. We're gonna take 3 of these from chaturanga back to hovering forward. So we exhale the chaturanga, inhale the hovering forwards. Exhale the chaturanga, push the floor away, come hovering forwards, and then one more time. Exhale, inhale up, here we are, and then float back down dog. There we go. Your right foot steps forward, and come up for a high lunge. Right here we're gonna lower the left knee to the floor, and then very gently take that into a dancing warrior. So you just, not dancing warrior, a little runner's stretch, right? So you just draw the hips back, hamstring stretch, it's a little half Hanuman. Come back into your right knee bend. So you're lunging forward, up on fingertips, jump switch the legs, inhale that up, high lunge. Okay, slowly you let the exhale soften at your pace, right knee to the floor, and then you fold over a left leg, right? So, right, my common notation in any of these moments is, right, we might be sore somewhere, maybe everywhere right now. Take your time with that, right? So you don't have to be as stretched out as you were, or as flexible as maybe yesterday. Quite in the beginning part of this workout, right? So we might be by the tail end of this half hour. Okay, come up, left knee bends, it's lunge, right foot steps forward. Okay, inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Right, so we get pretty open pretty quickly if you're paying attention, right? So making sure you use all the breath that you need, because that does help you on your warm up. Inhale to a flat back. We're gonna hop back to plank pose, and then soften the knees to hovering fours. This is going to chaturanga. We're gonna go up dog, and then back to hovering fours, right? So exhale, chaturanga, inhale, up dog, and then exhale. Kind of I do a little hop to flip the toes to get back to the hovering fours, right? Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, hovering fours. One more time, just like that. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, hovering fours. Inhale, down dog. Okie dokie. Right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Then come forward, shoulders over the wrists. Tuck your knee. Keep the wrists forward, the shoulders forward over the wrists. You're gonna open the hip like you just did when you were on your belly, and you're opening your hip towards your left. Okay, tuck it back in. Place the foot, and come up to high lunge. Okay, left knee to the floor, right leg straightens. There's your hamstring stretch again, half Hanuman. Okay. The change in this one is gonna go right knee bends. You're gonna go warrior 2 to reverse warrior. Okay? Take that, hands to the floor. Very gently, left foot steps forward, right foot steps back, and then go back to three-legged dog from here. Left leg back, come forward, tuck your knee. Stay forward with the shoulders, open the hip, toes reaching over to the right. Okay, use your exhale, tuck it in again. Place the foot, rise up, high lunge. Whee! Right knee to the floor, half Hanuman, left leg. So it's left leg straight. Now you might notice that you're gonna get this feeling of back brightness, which is kind of like a lift. And this will keep you from having to sort of fall into that extended leg and more sort of practice that graceful, sort of delicate balance. Come up, warrior 2, left knee bends. Left palm turns up, reverse warrior. And then on your exhale, hands to the left foot. Shift into your left foot, right foot comes to meet it. Inhale to a flat back, and exhale, fold. Yeah, there they are, hamstrings good. Inhale to a flat back, exhale, bend your knees and lift your heels. So you're gonna come into this nice little kind of cannonball tuck. You can feel your abdominal muscles working, thighs working, everything getting nice and close. Shift into your hands to pick up the feet. Place that to chaturanga. Go up dog, and then hovering fours. Float back down dog. So here's the difference. We have 2 more of those, but we have to start from that front place of the front of the mat. So inhale, hop the feet to the front of the mat. Come up to your flat back. And then as you exhale, I'm just noticing how much this takes to talk while doing. Bend the knees, heels lift, right? So this shows that it's powerful enough, right? Press into the hands. You get that low asana to float to chaturanga. You get that inhale to up dog. Your exhale, hovering fours, so that kind of draws you deep and neat and reminds you to stitch into your core. Down dog, 1 more of those. Look forward. Take your time in that little float hop to the front of the mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, heels lift, tuck in, round. You might tuck a little bit through your throat, so see if we can decelerate this one, pause it a little bit, and see if you can't kind of hover in the moment at the front of the mat before you transition back to chaturanga. Just seeing, right? See if you don't lose your breath, right? So we'll happily move into staying flowing even in those hard times. So shifting into the hands, there you are, floating, Lulasana, still breathing, loving life, placing that chaturanga. Whew, what a suggestion. Up dog, hovering force. All right, so this is gonna be sort of the cap on this deal. Right leg back, three-legged dog. Hey, as your right knee comes forward, this is gonna be a fun little kick. You're gonna turn your left heel to the right, and then you're gonna shoot your right leg over to left, left arm up. Okay, left hand to the floor, right leg back for an open hip, three-legged dog. Right, look over, see the foot. Okay, and you come forward, tuck the knee, place the foot. Very good. Come up to your high lunge. So this is the third time in our lunge pose. Come on, top to me. So you might find that you're able to maybe sink in a little bit deeper, right? So I know I'm on an angle, so it's hard to say, but right, if you're tighter in your hamstrings or your hip flexors, right, it might be nice to have a little bit less of a bend in that front knee. But more doesn't always mean pushing deeper or farther forward, right? More just might mean going deeper into feeling that you press the floor away and really optimizing that right hip the same height as that right knee. Okay, left knee to the floor. And we're gonna go for that Hanuman stretch again. And kind of put a mental sort of image or like kind of project yourself into this kind of the muscle memory of this shape, right? Front leg straight, back leg 90 degrees, hip is over the knee, okay? Come back to the knee, so we're gonna go first, Anjaneyasana, which is just kind of that little quad stretch, back bend, lift, and you're gonna gently turn over your left shoulder and drop your left hand towards your back left calf or heel, okay? And now very slowly start to straighten the front leg as you lean back into that left foot and reach your arm straight back. Woo. Come forward, oi, 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 bend the knee, lift the left knee, warrior two, that was good, reverse warrior, awesome. And we'll inhale, hands to that right foot, left foot comes to meet the right. So that was that full experience of the right side. We'll go to the left and we'll do one of these little nuanced vinyasas in between and whatever degree of modifications you might be doing. I'll do a flat back. On your exhale, tuck into the thighs, lift through the heels, lean into the knees, lift the feet off the floor, pitch your weight forward, butt up, chaturanga. Up dog to hovering force. Okay, here we go. Looks good. Left foot off the floor, three-legged dog. Right, left knee tucks in. This is where you spin that right heel to the left, kick the left foot to the right, right arm up. It's a nice reach. Hand to the floor. This is your three-legged dog with that flourish, the twist of the waist, the ground, the reach, the symmetry of the arms, and of course, however open your heart is today. All right, left foot steps forward. Ooh. High lunge. I know I've moved around my home a lot in my virtual practice offerings, and so now this direction I'm working uphill, which is kind of fun also. I've gotten a good feel of how to constantly stay on your toes about your rights and your lefts and the difference. Right knee to the floor, left leg straightens. So here we're marking this shape, right? And noticing, right, on those first few tries, you were balancing, right? Being on the heel of the front foot might be different than putting the entire foot down when we go into that, that camel reach with the extended leg, okay? So we'll see. Left knee bends. We're in Anjaneyasana. Okay, there's a nice little turn to look over your right shoulder. Right hand, find your right foot, right leg, anywhere in your leg. Go thigh, hip, calf, heel, and then as you reach to whatever it is you're willing to challenge yourself with on this Monday, straighten that left leg, reach that left arm, and lift up your heart. Okay. Left knee bends, tuck your back toes so you can pick up your next inhale into warrior two. Cool. Left palm turns up for your reverse warrior. Follow that sweetly Just kind of feeling your weight, your shift, your energy come into that left foot, and right foot comes to meet the left. Inhale to a flat back. And exhale, folding. Okay, we're going through that funky vinyasa. Inhale to a flat back. Heels up, hands plant, Lolasana, feet off the floor. Okay. Chaturanga to up dog. Woo. All right, hovering force. So this is a power half hour. I don't do a lot of child's pose breaking in the power sessions that we flow, but feel free to take it if you need to. All right, right here we're going right foot off the floor, right leg back, three-legged dog. Let's go open hip, left heel tips left. Right hand comes off the floor. Then you're gonna step over and tap down, right? So your butt goes to the floor, come back up, right hand to the front of the mat, right knee comes forward. You're gonna kick out, there you go. Grab that right knee, and then bring your right knee like you're manually placing it with the left hand up your right upper arm in Chaturanga, little Kundanyasana. Okay, three-legged dog. This is different. We're stepping the foot forward. I'm backing up so I can still be on the camera. And stepping right into your half moon pose. Okay, we're gonna go Ardha Chapasana, so you'll bend the left knee, grab the left foot, and give it a little push over to the right. Okay, you're gonna wrap this in, so you're still holding that foot as long as you can. Tuck that knee in towards your chest, so you use the cannonball to come up with you. And as you sit into your chair pose on the right leg, you're gonna pistol squat, holding that left leg out in front of you. Okay, when you let that leg go, land that in a standing split. Whew. Okay, how would you like to Chaturanga here? Let's go into our Lolasana from your standing split. So you're already hugged with all the core flexors into your right thigh, your standing leg. You just have to pull that left knee in, start to transition off that right heel. Now your left leg is already in Lolasana, and we're just waiting for the right. There it is. Chaturanga. Up dog to hovering force. Okay. Left side, left foot off the floor. Back. Three-legged dog. Hip open. Okay. Here we go. You're gonna tip that right heel to the right. Big stretch from left hand to left hip. As the left foot lands, we go for that little tap down. That way you can power up with that left leg to bring you into that three-legged dog, to tuck through, go for the kick. Kick to the right, right arm up, bend that left knee, grab it, lean forward, place it, right hand to the floor, and then bend the elbows. Kundanyasana to three-legged dog. Whew. All right, this is the step into half moon pose. Stepping on the left leg. All right, you get a lot out of the glutes right here, so you squeeze them in, tuck them in, whew, and go for that foot. Right, so some people, right, you take this visually and you're like, oh, I'm already tight in my quads. Why might as well just gonna go for this one being a quad stretch. Fine, right? You can hold the heel closer to the hip, or you can press it away. You still get a thigh stretch, even though you're opening this more into a back bend. But I get it, right? All right, lowering that right knee to tuck, bring it up with you. And this is where you go into that pistol squat, right? You go as far out on that leg as you can and back through the butt so you can stay balanced. That's a big one. Let go of the foot. Lean and cherish. Enjoy this juicy little standing split. I've not been doing a lot of standing splits lately. It shows. I feel it. Okay, right knee tuck. Tuck, 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 tuck. Right knee's in, half cannonball right. Going to full cannonball Lolasana. Left knee, both feet off the floor. Chaturanga. All right, heart peels open. You might even turn your fingers out slightly, which is kind of nice. Okie dokie. Let's come back to it. Regular hands and knees. All right, now we're gonna come up to stand on your knees. A little time check. Good. Okay, this is what it's gonna look like, and then I'm gonna talk through it. So I'm gonna show it, we're gonna do it. I am gonna fold my mat over. This is the idea. Okay, so I've been working with a lot of these kind of awkward stepping into the action. So you're gonna go from standing on your knees, and we'll do this together, to just taking that left knee forward into a low lasana stretch of the legs, right? Hip flexors, right? As you shift back, not just using momentum and sort of crossing your fingers to hope you land where you want it to be, shift into your center of gravity and then use your light breath to bring your knee back to the floor. Does that make sense? So you're mostly using your balletic breath, the breath of the sky, in order to transport you into the shape that you desire, right? So an inhale and a step. Of course, save yourself if something is going awry, right? So we are not at the mercy of the gods here, or at least I don't know enough of it yet. I'm still working on 80% through the book right now, not the Bible. I just kind of trusting, right? What energy is here to actually allow you to flourish, right? And honor that, right? Shift your weight, shift your inhale back, right knee to the floor. All right, switch again. Left foot to the floor, we're turning this into a deep twist. Hook the right elbow, turn the chest, heart's open. Okay, and your inhale, you're gonna really enjoy that bigness of the inhale as you come out of that twist. Left knee to the floor. Next inhale, right foot forward. Follow the exhale to your twist. Twisting right. Whee! All right, we have one more similar to that. Take big inhale, shift, knee. This one is going to be the same thing but with a thigh stretch, right? Inhale, left foot, wow! Forward, hook the elbow. All right, I'm going to turn so that it's more visible. The right foot is coming up, left hand is going for the foot, and your hand can be at the heart or at the ribs, anything that seems to work for you right here. Whee! Right, sometimes I like to do this a little more back bending, right? So you could go back and get that foot to be closer to your elbow. This will be more of a back bend similar to what we're doing after this. So you can choose those two. They both serve us really well here. All right, so this one again, a little more complicated. Let the foot go, unhook the twist, and bring the knee to the floor. So even though we're switching, and I talk about this often, is the egress is just as important as the entrance. So making it just as craftful and beautiful as you move into from one shape to the next, and including what's in between, right? So the voyage is the most beautiful thing, right? Getting there means it's done. Okay, take that twist, bend that knee, and find that foot. So if you think about the last offering, even though I was just kind of putting a ton of and if or ors on that, maybe we'll just say that there's two versions here that we're doing, right? It's the low twist with the elbow to the knee, hugging, holding, loving, breathing, right? And then evolving, just a little more heart opening. The foot in the elbow crease is part of the or, right? That's the option. But we're lifted, we're heart open, and we're turned, right? Okay, release the foot first. Shift into the right knee. That's that. That's the preparation to make this shape really shine. And I'm gonna show this one, and then I'll talk the rest of our way through it. So this is what we've been doing, right? I think this is a good angle. That would be a left foot forward, right? I'm going to take my left big toe and put it in yogi toe lock. So you're just watching and looking, right? Then I'm gonna shift back so I get my breath, my energy, my center of gravity in towards the center of my pelvis. And I'm gonna take my right hand a little more out to the right side. So I'm a little more on my right shin and my right hand, and then I'm gonna lift my left heel. This looks crazy in the video. And I'm gonna start to pull that left hip in. Even though I'm extending my leg up to the sky, I'm pulling my left leg into my pelvis, and then I'm lifting and expanding from my heart. My right hand is either to my right or back towards my heel of the back foot, right? Coming out of that, shift right hand forward, shift left foot. Oh my God. There we go. Let's do the next side together, and so I'll end up doing 3 of them, and that's okay, right? So I will first right foot steps forward. You're like, oh, I've got this so down. This is like number 4 or 17, and there's no way that I can tip this one over because I'm so proficient in this. We're best friends. All right, so taking right hand to big toe, yogi toe lock. You shift back to a place where you feel that same energy as we were shifting back and forth before when you were kind of floating up in your balletic breath, right? Left hand is to your left, so it's touching the floor so that you can feel your left shin, right? That right leg is plugging into the body, right? So hamstrings don't need to be the biggest player here. Let me shift over just in case you're just spectating, right? And then you can take that left hand a little farther back. You're leaning, pressing that left foot, the shin that's on the floor, into the floor in order to give this balance so you can be big in the heart. Whew. This one, without being too corny, but you know I'm not afraid of that, it really helps to smile. And I always do say that smiling is an exercise, and the more you exercise, you work it, you practice it, the more the outcomes start to show up in the rest of your life. Take it or leave it. Switch, left foot forward. Here we are. So for you, this is the second side. This is the grand finale of this shape, right? I've been thinking about this shape all day today. I love to look at other yogis, see what they're thinking, and then I'm reminded, I was like, oh, we must all share one brain. Kind of seems like it. There's not enough to spare. Today's not my day. Left heel's drag back, right? So get into the balance of that right shin. Right hand is to the side. You can even feel your right butt squeeze into your pelvis to press your pelvis forward. Gives you that security to lift the left leg, to open it, right? And your eyes can be wherever helps. And pull those shoulders back. Lift the chin. Make a nice bright shine of expression of joy in your face. Ooh. The egress is definitely not the most graceful. Right? Big breath, knee to meet. All right. Let's finish this one on the floor. So lie on your back, and we're gonna finish this with, the grand poobah, the maha of the back bends. We're gonna do a full wheel here. So just kind of representing our open heart, and just giving ourselves access into the space that keeps growing. Right? So here we are, I'm covered in text. All right, so when you're on your back and your knees are bent, heels are underneath your knees, and you can touch your heels with your fingertips. Now big whoop. When you lift your arms, you just kind of passively notice, right? If your arms are straight up from your shoulders and you're pushing up, you'll feel that your shoulder is not even touching the floor, right? Your shoulder blade is even protracted off the back, right? And if you just simply let gravity sink the arms downwards, it feels, and that's the meaning of what we say when we're saying plug in, right? Your armpits get deeper, more shadowy, more toned, and you just kind of set those arm bones into more of the functional, stable side of the shoulder socket. Okay, elbows bend, hands plant. I'm using a wide stance on my hands, right? This makes more room for the shoulders, and then you can adjust accordingly once you get more sort of weight bearing when you're up, right? You just come up with your hips, make sure everything's in check, knees and hips. Elbows are in so that they are over the wrists so you feel balanced, and I even go halfway to make sure that I made the right adjustments, right? Make sure your neck isn't squeezing or hurting, and go up, right? You reach through those arms, feel your fingers and knuckles, right? Feel your tailbone tucking through your legs. Whew. Heart through the arms and forward through the camera and the smile, right? And that's good. For half an hour practice, that's the stuff. Right here, you're on your back. We're gonna windshield wiper the knees a couple times. So even though I teach these little quickies, right, with little power sets, I don't mean not to do a cool down or do some restorative or shavasana. It's just that it would be hard to fit that into a half an hour of all the functional play. So please remember to do those things, right? So one way, an example would just be a really passive, just kind of backed off version of a happy baby, right? Hold the toes or hold the shins, keep the shoulders down, okay? Oh, that was our journey for this Monday. Thanks for popping in and popping out. Remember, just keep trying, right? Happy holidays, peace, stay cute, talk soon, bye.